What do you like and not like about this union budget?
Budget 2026.
The good, the bad and the way forward.
New Income Tax Act.
Tax terrorism. 35-36 lakh crores stuck up in tax disputes. I would like a finance minister to review tax disputes every month, put pressure on department to ease it out. Recently, because of tax rage, one person committed suicide in Bangalore. That's not acceptable. In Karnataka, there is the rate card government. Every department which gives you approval as a rate card is open collection. For my house, in the earlier government, they asked a 10 lakh bribe for getting a plan approval. The problem in this country is there is no punishment for corruption. Lallu did that, he is convicted, put to jail, now he's on bail. There is no justice in this country.
Are you saying the code doesn't work right now in India? Why have we not learned from China?
There's a lot of arrogance in Delhi in the bureaucracy. You go to the income tax office, they make you wait outside. Some of the ministers say, we are in politics to do business.
Let's talk about the new UGC reform.
Travesty of justice, draconian and unconstitutional. Reservation is an exception to the right to equality. For the first 30-40 years of Republic, the great majority of people were people from the upper caste. How can they be oppressors? They agreed. They did it. Baba Sahib only introduced it. If the entire group had said, no, we don't want it, Baba Sahib won't be able to do anything. But these regulations say only these people can complain. For example, in JNU at Delhi University, there is a group of students who are running around, Brahmin, Baniya, Thakur, aapko marenge, karenge, and all kind of nonsense. That is caste oppression. Democracy is a system of competitive lobbies. There is a caste lobby, there is a farmers lobby, there is a religious lobby. Why is there no lobby of the middle class?
मिडिल क्लास एक सैंडविच की तरह रिच क्लास और पुअर क्लास में दबता चला जा रहा है.
The Accompany wedding showed the world what an Indian wedding can be. Because the world only believes in power. The world believes in money. The world treats you like shit if you are poor. Nobody cares a shit about India. We are poor because the bad policies of Pandit Nehru, bad policies of the Congress who suppressed our economic freedom. Biggest problem India has. How do you give jobs to our young people? You have to do three things to create jobs. One is
Welcome, Mr. Mohandas Pai. How are you, sir?
very good, thank you.
I want to know from your end a little bit first about you.
Well, I'm a Bangalorean. I'm a chartered accountant. I'm born and I live in Bangalore, the best city in India. And I practiced as a CA, ran a financial service company for many years, joined Infosys in 94, was CFO, became a board member, and then stepped down as CFO and ran HR and the BPO company and others. Stepped down in 2011, started Aarin Capital with Ranjan Pai from Manipal. And then both my sons, Pranav and Siddharth, started 314 Capital about 10 years ago.
Okay.
So I'm in the 314 office. They manage $550 million. They're one of the top 3 venture capital funds in India. They've done very well.
Sir, of course, we'd like to talk about startups and everything as well. But recently, we have come with Union Budget, which has been released as always on 1st February. So I want to understand from you, you being the very close to the economy of India. So if you can give idea, what do you like and not like about this Union Budget?
Well, it's a maintenance budget because the last year there was a lot of tax reforms.
Okay.
A reduction of about, we believe, 2 lakh crores in income tax. And then we had the GST reforms in September, which gave back maybe 2.5 crores to consumers in India. That's very good. So I think this budget is all about carrying forward the work done earlier, about making sure that we reduce government borrowings and doing many programs. The problem with government is every budget they announce 10-15 programs and they're not able to execute it. It lingers. For example, last year, they announced a large internship program. An internship program where they said that we're going to fund young people for jobs. I said, we're going to create jobs. It didn't work. A lot of the money went back because they could not spend it. And I don't think it's popular and they don't talk about it. They said they're going to give 20,000 crores in this year's budget, 25-26, for the new national R&D fund. They allocated 20,000 crores, but removed 17,000 crores in the revised estimate. So they have to focus on executing rather than announcing too many programs.
Right.
Nevertheless, the direction of the budget is very good. Costs are under control. They're not overspending. And the revenues are coming up. There's a shortage of income tax collections. There is a shortage of GST collection, but they're making it up by cutting expenditure, or the fiscal deficit is not too high. But what I would say is, they are not tackling the biggest problem India has. How do you give jobs to our young people? India has been producing 2.5 crore babies for the last 30 years. and about maybe 1.6, 1.8 young people who attain the age of 21 want jobs. Are we creating enough jobs for all of them?
Right.
The balance could go to agriculture or get married or not want jobs. We produce 1.2 crore, 1.3 crore jobs as per the EPFO every year. The data is based on Aadhaar and payment of the subscription. But then 80% jobs don't pay more than 25,000 rupees a month. And we have a challenge that a lot of people graduate from colleges in north of India.
Right.
Population is still growing. And they don't have many jobs in the north of India. And even in the north of India, barring a few states, other states have very less young people in college. And many drop out of school. They all come down south to migrate and to work here. So I think they have to tackle this challenge and come out with a job scheme which is consistent for the next 5 years. We have suggested that you have to do three things to create jobs. One is pick the poorest 350 districts of this country, create an incentive scheme where we'll give about, let's say, 2 to 3,000 rupees a month to an employer who employs a person and pays ESI and PF for 2 years.
Okay.
So all labor-intensive jobs can go to these districts, and these districts will be close to at least some towns, because we have a very good road network now. We have a good railway network. We have a good power situation. And there's no need for labor-intensive industries like garments to be in cities like Bangalore. Bangalore's got 5 lakh people working in garments. And they're not from here. They're from other places. They come here, they stay in a hostel, they get paid 12, 15,000 rupees and they go back. Why can't they do it closer to where they are? And for that, you need to have a large incentive program and also refund employees' contribution of ESI and PF. Then we suggested pick up the 5,000 small towns of this country. They call census towns, give them 20 crores a year for 5 years to set up roads, water, sewage, power, etc. So they become good places for people to stay, because urbanization creates jobs. And we said that the labor-intensive industries could come in districts around them, so people don't have to go long distance for jobs.
Right.
And these are 60-70% of people who want ordinary jobs. And the service jobs also will come there as they improve. Because once economic activity takes off, there'll be schools, there'll be colleges, and there'll be good job for people at a lower cost. And third, we said pick up the top 10 towns of this country, like Bangalore, Bombay, give them 10,000 crores each to build infrastructure, especially mobility. We need, Bangalore requires 500 kilometers of metro, so that no house is more than 1.5 kilometers from a metro, at least 80% of houses. So we need to solve the urban commute problem to make people productive. So we need to focus on jobs.
Yes.
They're doing many, many things, but the focus on jobs is missing, because if you ask any Indian parent today, they'll say we want two things for our children. We want good education and we want some kind of jobs for them, and preferably closer to home.
Right.
So I think they have to have a strategy for that. Last year they did this internship, now it's forgotten.
Why do you think, sir, it happens that they put something into the focus and afterwards the execution doesn't happen?
Well, there are 2 or 3 things. I blame the ministers. Prime Minister Modi reviews Gati Shakti every month, every 2 months.
Okay.
That's why projects are happening.
Right.
And a lot of projects which have gone bad and now come back is still happening. So we're seeing progress. Why can't every minister review the progress of the schemes that they have every month and report to the public? There has to be a review. I don't think they review. They must question and ask why this thing happened. The internship scheme are very badly designed. I mean, you can't say I'll give 5,000, 10,000 a month, you hire a intern. I mean, it doesn't work out. The internship has to be with bigger companies, good companies,
Right.
who are will really train people. And it's expensive to train people.
Right.
No young man will come and work as an intern for 5,000, 10,000. Nobody will work. So very small number of people will come. So you got to have a bigger scheme where you pay the young person and incentivize the company by making sure they don't have to bear too much of the cost. Because please remember, every business enterprise is very busy.
Right.
When I was in Infosys, we used to hire 35,000 people a year. We used to train them for 26 months, pay their salaries, put up with the training, and then employ them. And we spent, industry even now spends $2 to $3 billion a year on training.
Yeah.
We can afford it, but other people should be able to do that. They're doing it, but you have to support. In every country in the world, which is a developed country, the biggest agenda for them is for jobs for the young people, and they have a very large training program. So we had this program, but it's pathetic. So it fizzled out and nothing much happened. And the finance minister didn't even speak about it in the budget this year. So to me, these are important. They spoke about deregulation, which is very important. And I think it's important. And investment in many areas, like the high-speed network over time, roads. I think those are important. But I think overall it's a good budget because costs are not going up. And overall, the government has done well, but they required focus on the big issues of the day. They're focusing on technology and PLI and manufacturing, which is very good. Now they announced they're going to focus on the service sector. About 56% of our workforce, of our GDP, come from services. 30% of workforce is in services. And services are going to become a larger part of the economy. While we have PLI for manufacturing, you need to train people for services too. And now they're setting up a high-level committee for the service sector to say, from education to jobs and to services, we want to see what is happening. That's interesting.
So I believe that this job crisis is something which is very, very important right now.
It's the most important thing for any society.
That's somewhere it should never be not focused in any budget, because like you said, this is very important that we give the youth the chance to be employed and learn the skills and then actually become the part of this growing economy of India.
Yeah, I mean, Yogi ji has done that. Even COVID, he said, I don't want my people to go outside for jobs. And he has developed, he's producing jobs. Many people are not migrating. We see large-scale migration from Jharkhand, from Bengal, from Bihar, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh, and less from UP. And I think Bihar is a case in point where they have to do a lot more. Bengal is the lost cause. Nobody knows what is happening there. Jharkhand, I think, they're mismanaging the economy. They must focus on jobs, do better things. They try to give subsidies, which I think is necessary to some poor people. But I think they must focus on job creation. India should become the low-cost manufacturing center of the world. It should become the center of the world for labor-intensive industries. We must learn from China. When China opened up in 1978, what did the Chinese do? They declared whole districts as special economic zones next to the coast, especially Guangdong next to Shenzhen, next to Hong Kong. So they said foreign capital can come and set up factories and labor will come and work. And you can repatriate profits. So all the labor-intensive industries, garment industries, they all came there for the first 10 years. And that did very well. Then after that, we had Tiananmen Square, and then they shifted focus. Then they said, we'll bring in light engineering and electronic assembly, etc. They did that for the next 20 years, next 10 years. Then after 30 years, they said, we're going to invest in higher education. They set up universities which are world-class today, with 25, 30,000 students, fully residential. They invested. Then they set up high-tech manufacturing, which they now become global leaders. So I think if you look at innovation, China did it well.
Right.
China realized its biggest asset are the people. India's biggest asset is a huge labor force.
Yes.
Now, how do we train them? How do you incentivize them? For that, you must incentivize first labor-intensive industries. In India, what we do, we give incentive for capital. For example, you set up a 1 lakh crore refinery, they'll give you 60, 70,000 crores back as tax refunds. But if you set up a 1,000 crore factory for garments and employ 10,000 crore people, they'll harass you. The labor inspector will come, demand bribe, they'll harass you for this, harass you for that.
Ease to do business is not there.
There is no support.
Yeah.
So they must support labor-intensive industries because people's welfare is important. But we must understand labor-intensive industries are not for Bombay and Bangalore. In Bombay, Dharavi, it became a big slum. Labor-intensive industries are there. But we must have it in districts close to bigger towns. So people from the villages can come there and people from the towns can go there as managers and work. And that will develop the town. And for that, you require a good policy, you require a good incentive program and decent infrastructure, which they have to focus on.
Why have we not learned from China?
There's a lot of arrogance in Delhi in the bureaucracy. And there's no consistency. The bureaucrats get transferred from every 2 years. He goes from commerce to finance, then he goes to social welfare, and he goes to all kind of places. So there's no continuity. And the ministers are not, good managers. They play politics, caste politics, communal politics. They don't understand there are representatives. They have to focus. Prime Minister Modi has shown that. His government is successful in many areas because he reviews projects. He doesn't review projects, it's not going to work. Our minister should review all the progress. For example, there is tax terrorism. There's about 36 lakh crores stuck up in tax disputes. I would like a finance minister to review tax disputes every month, put pressure on department to ease it out. It's gone up from 5 lakh crores to 34 lakh crores since 2014 to now. And recently, because of tax rates, one person committed suicide in Bangalore. That's not acceptable. Why does it happen? Because tax disputes keep going up. I mean, she must review every month, bring it down, announce to the public, and give them details. Unless ministers do all that, the bureaucrats will not do it because every secretary and other says, I am there for policy. See, government in any country has three major roles. One is policy, which they want to do because, it's easy. Is not easy to do. I mean, difficult, but they can do it. Second is enforcement of policy, which they try to do, but there's much of rent seeking everywhere. There's corruption in the enforcement, and they have to make sure that enforcement becomes easy. And third is the provision of services. I'm having a fight with my Minister for Transport in Bangalore, saying Bangalore requires 15,000 buses. We got 6,500, 7,000. And why are you not allowing private sector? He's abusing me and saying, who are you to ask me? Go meet my MD of this road transport. He'll explain to you what I'm doing. Then I wrote back to him and said, you're not my master, you're my representative. He reports you. Why should I meet him? You must reply. You are the representative. Now he again sent a message yesterday. You can come and meet me, this and that and all kind of. He doesn't understand. His job as minister is to make sure there's adequate public transport in Bangalore.
Right.
Well, what does it matter whether a government agency runs it or not? Government is not a entity for public sector. Government is entity to provide service, to make sure we get what we want.
Right.
And public sector is only a means. He said, no, only public sector should run. Private sector makes profit, they'll go away. What is wrong in making profits? The government runs on taxes paid by us from economic activity.
Right.
And the profits of enterprises. And when you have competition, you have the right to go by a private bus or not. Now we are all stuck up in a government bus and government has no money. They say, he's saying, I'm giving free transport to women. Fine. You keep giving is okay, but allow others to run. There are people who don't want your free transport, who want good transport to go from place to place. Allow them. Why are you coming in the way? Because democracy is a system of choices. And democracy is a system of ability to make choices. So in bus transport, we don't have a choice. We are stuck because of people like this. And then, do you have ability to make a choice? Different people have different ability. There are people for whom free transport is important. Give it to them. Nobody is stopping you. There are people for whom concession is important. Give it to them. There are people who are willing to pay.
Right.
And let them get better transport, which you are not able to provide. The key is there enough transport?
Right.
Our metro in Bangalore is 5 years behind schedule. Cost escalation of 10,000 crores. Then they goes to cabinet, then they send it back and then they say, who's going to pay for the cost escalation? We taxpayers pay.
Why does it happen?
2021 CEOs have been changed in 2021 years. They put an IAS officer. He gets transferred within 2 years. So where is continuity for infrastructure? You say, why does it happen? It happens because they should know the job first. They're all politicians. They must know when you become a minister, you become an administrator.
Continuity, stability,
Knowledge and ability.
and no corruption. That's
Yes, and there's corruption. In Bangalore, in Karnataka, there's the rate card government. Every department which gives you approval has a rate card. You have to pay so much of money. One of our startups had to file an annual return for pollution. That guy asked him 15,000 rupees bribe to file the report, which is a statutory requirement. To go file a report, he said 15,000 bribe. For my house, in the earlier government, they asked a 10 lakh bribe for getting a plan approval. I had to go to the minister and talk to him and tell him. Today, to get a approval for a plan in Bangalore for a commercial building, you have to pay a bribe. There's a rate card. It's open collection.
you have been outspoken about these things. So why these things doesn't get changed? Like they don't have any accountability that they have to show up.
But you go meet them, they say, yes, we collect money. They say openly. Some of the ministers say, we are in politics to do business. See, the problem in this country is there's no punishment for corruption.
Is it?
Then where is the punishment? Lallu is still out. Lallu did that. He is convicted, put to jail. Now he's on bail because the High Court of one of the states gave him bail. Why did they give bail? He's done for other reasons. He's still on bail. And he says he can't walk. Whereas he walks, he plays shuttle, goes for weddings. You see now, he goes for campaign. He should be in jail. If you take 20 years to put a politician in jail for corruption, where is justice? There is no justice in this country. Unless the courts work and punish people for corruption, all these petty things, nobody cares.
Are you saying the code doesn't work right now in India?
Where do the courts work? It takes 10, 15, 20 years. We require 100 judges per million population. We have 20. We had 14, I think, at the time of independence. We have 20. There's no judicial capacity. And there is no investment in courts and judges. There's a short supply of judges because they take a long time to appoint. And then the government goes on litigating.
With this population, it should not be a problem, right? To appoint.
Yes, they must put money. I asked a former chief minister, why are you not putting money in your state for justice? He said, no, the courts, they pass orders against us. I mean, we need, see, the fundamental principle of a democracy, a republic is justice.
Right.
If there's no justice, who suffer? The poorest people suffer.
Absolutely.
The rich people will buy the best lawyers, go to Supreme Court, stand up and say, my lord, and they get what they want. Now the justice has stopped that by saying we're not going to get priority. But they got priority because the senior counsel.
And we say justice delayed is justice not served. And
They said it for 70 years. They're not given. We need justice. The biggest failure of Indian democracy is that we don't have enough speedy justice or justice in reasonable time in this country for 70 years. And it's deliberate. It is deliberately done by every government. Why can't they appoint more judges? Give fund money. I want to ask Prime Minister Modi, create a 20,000 crore budget every year to fund. Government of India next year is spending 53 lakh crores. State government next year will spend 70 lakh crores. There's enough money. Why can't you spend 20,000 crores a year for the country from the central government to create more courts, create more prosecutors, create more capacity for criminal prosecution? There are more than 250,000 people in jail, poor people who are put in jail for petty offences, who are entitled to bail because Supreme Court said if somebody is put in jail and he served a sentence of more than 50% of the time for which he could be convicted, he must be set free. They're still in jail. Nobody cares. The Supreme Court has said that. There's a rule. The high courts have to take reviews and set them free. Who is interested? Public media keeps quiet. The representatives in parliament, unless they keep quiet, they're all busy making money. Many of them busy making money playing politics. See, good people must come into politics.
But it is not the case.
It's not the case because people like you and others and me, we don't spend 10% of the time for civil society. We must say that this is our country, this is our government. We must spend time, we must put pressure. Democracy is a system of competitive lobbies. There's the caste lobby, there's the farmers lobby, there's the religious lobby, there's every kind of lobby. Why is there no lobby of the middle class?
But we see that why, the intellectuals don't want to go into politics because
Intellectuals don't have to go into politics, but there can be a pressure group to talk to politicians and ask them to behave and to question them. They can do that. Why can't they do that?
But I was doing podcast with Jitendra Choksey earlier, who is the founder of Twitter. He said that they will put me in jail if I do a lot of, asking and, I'll say I'll come to politics. He said that.
Jitendra can do one thing. He can fund NGOs and give them money to do that. There are enough NGOs to do that. Do that. Give money. I went to a very senior politicians many years back and told him, sir, why do giving seats for your party for very corrupt contractors and corrupt businessmen? Then he told me, hey man, do you give me money to run the party? To give me money for my party? No. Every day you abuse me in the media. You criticize me, don't give me money. I must run the party. He gives me money, I give him a seat. True. We should fund elections. I fund elections personally for 15 years. I give large sums of money for my standard. I fund election. Have you given money to your political party for election? Why? They have to spend money for elections. Who will give them money? The money comes by corruption. The money comes from corrupt contractors. And then what? Corruption continues. Every individual should give money to a political party of their choice and demand performance. That is democracy.
But then people start saying you are doing lobbying.
There's nothing wrong with lobbying. Lobbying is a legitimate activity. Democracy is a system of competent lobbies. We have to lobby. We have to tell them what we want. We have to tell them why you have not done that. We have to look at the manifesto and say, what is it you have done? You must tell them, give us a report. We should do that. Lobbying is very good.
Yeah, it's very good. It's considered prominently done in the US and West.
The US lobbying is a system of high-level corruption. That's different. Here, lobbying is citizens making the representative accountable.
It comes with a negative connotation.
There's no negative connotation. It's all in the minds. Let's not talk this kind of stuff and give excuse to people for not doing it.
Okay.
How many people spend 10% of the time every week for community activity? They only sit and moan. The streets are dirty. There is muck around. They should go talk to the commissioner. They should go tell them, send photographs, do this. Many people are doing it on social media today. You must do more.
You are right ideally in this.
Not right ideally, I am right. Please.
So you are right, but the point is practically people are not able to give.
Practically, they must give time. They must give time. They live in society. They must make time. You don't have to look at videos on your cell phone. You don't have to see that one movie. Spend your time, improve your quality of life. Because if you don't improve the quality, your children are going to have a lousy day.
How about if there are repercussions comes?
What repercussions? No, there'll be no repercussions. There are no repercussions. Don't live in fear. Why should you live in fear? Why should anybody live in fear?
You are fearless, but I see there are a lot
I'm not fearless. I'm stupid. Okay? I'm not fearless. I'm stupid. And I care about my country, so I speak. Anybody who says he cares about his country should spend time. If you can't spend time, give some money to some NGO. There are a lot of NGOs doing this, not the leftist ones. The NGOs doing good work. Give them money. Fund them. Give 100 rupees a month, 200 rupees a month, 300 rupees a month is okay. Do something.
You're right about this, sir. It's just that people do not think like what you're saying.
This country belongs to all of us.
Yes.
The ministers are our representatives. We vote them to power. We must take responsibility.
People are generally even afraid of police.
People are afraid of police because it's very feudal. People are afraid of police because the courts have let us down. The police will beat you up. Police will do anything. So we must all get together, have lawyers to go to court and fight it out.
But then,
Beating up people is not a sovereign act. Please understand. Torture is not a part of your duty.
right.
But people keep quiet. People should not keep quiet. The media should not keep quiet. The media should take it up. And these, people who pass the line should be the which ask a better police training. I mean, I went to Government of India and spoke to senior people and said, it's disgraceful. 76 years after the Republic was formed, policemen go with lathis and beat up people. Why are you beating up people? Why are you beating up people? Because the mob comes, they throw stones. And what are you? With no body gear. You're not protected. You got a lathi, you go run after them. And you get injured, your head gets injured, your head is, your head is beaten up. And you go to the hospital. So you beat up people. Why can't you give them body armor? Look at Roy police in the West. They got a helmet, they got a plexiglass shield, they got full body armor, they're well equipped. And they all stand there. The mob will not throw stones. They'll take photographs and put them in jail. Do that. Do that. Why do you want to go beat them up? Whom do you beat up? Women, old people who can't run. Suddenly they go out charging, they catch a poor fellow, beat the life out of him. You can't do that. Police cannot beat up anybody in a democracy. You can't beat up people. That's not your duty to beat up people. They beat the people up.
Yes.
And people keep quiet. See, unless all of us believe in our country and say, this is our country, we want a better life, better people, it will not work. You want police. You must go meet the police and talk to them and say, this is happening. Go meet the commissioner of police, go in a delegation and talk to them. Go to the media. It doesn't work, go to court. Police should be here. There should be police reforms. I want to ask our home minister that it must be police reforms. He's a good, strong home minister. Bring in police reforms. Teach them to train them to teach people, treat people with respect. We're not treated like with respect. We're not treated like citizens, treated like subjects. Subjects of some master. It's easy to manipulate the police. Somebody will call up and say, let him go, they manipulate. There's no way. Why are people keeping quiet?
Sir, what I feel is that a man with your status
He's not man of my stature, your stature. Please stop giving excuses. People like you should stand up.
should stand up.
Everybody should stand up.
Yeah, I am talking on behalf of them only.
You don't have to start on behalf because they must all gather together. 10 of you go and meet the minister and tell him. They'll listen to you because you are the voters. No politician will refuse to meet people. No politician will turn you off. They listen to you. Then go demand what happened. They will do it. They have the power. We are a representative democracy. It's run by the ministers. We go and vote. We should ask them.
Now let's talk about the new UGC reform.
I think the new UGC regulation is a travesty of justice, draconian and unconstitutional.
Why?
Because it says very clearly that the people who complain are members of the SC/ST and OBC. SC/ST make up 26% of population. OBC between 40 to 50%. That's 65 to 75%. Only they can make a complaint. Against whom will they make the complaint? Against the residue. And what does it mean? It means by regulation that the oppressor is at 20-25%. And the oppressed is always this percentage. Now you look at any data for casting. Who is the oppressor or who is the person who has done a caste atrocity? Is it this 25% only? In Tamil Nadu, is the OBC who do that?
It's all about majority and minority.
It's not about please, it's not about majority and minority. It's about feudal power. Please, let's not get into the majority minority. It's about feudal power. It's about a power structure.
Yeah, even in this, I'm saying this. So you are saying the 75% now it becomes the SC/ST and OBC, right?
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. Then it becomes majority.
It's not much of that's wrong. The unconstitutional is wrong. Article 14 said right to equality. Reservation is an exception to the right to equality. When Baba Sahib Ambedkar brought the bill for reservation, he said it will be there for 10 years. And who are there in the Constituent Assembly in the first parliament? Great majority people from the so-called upper caste. So they said, we want to create an egalitarian society. There have been a section of our people who are left behind. We must give them reservation. The national consensus. For the first 30-40 years of Republic, the great majority of people were people from the upper caste. Now you can't make them oppressors. How can they be oppressors? They agreed. They did it. It's not done by anybody else. Baba Sahib only introduced it. If the entire group had said, no, we don't want it, Baba Sahib won't be able to do anything. So we must respect the wishes of the people who made it happen. And today, if you look at education, SC, ST, I think is 16.6% of population. They're in college, they're 15% of students. ST is, I think, about 8.8, they're 6% of students. Backward, the OBC is 40% of population as per census, some census, they're 36%. Every group in the country has got representation in colleges in tune with nearly the population share. This 21-22 data published by Government of India. So what are you saying that some people are oppressors? There are about 85 lakh students in college who belong to the SC/ST community. There are about possibly maybe 1.2 crore or something people who belong to the OBC category. There are about nearly between two of them 2.25 crore, 2.4 crores who belong to these categories. It's a large number. Don't tell me there are others who are oppressing everybody. How many complaints have come? In colleges, there's some 350, 400 complaints. And that woman who put that case in, I think, it's gone up by 118%. It was only 200, it went up in 3 years. Now, nobody's analyzed against whom is the complaint. If I'm a student, against whom I have made a complaint, what is his background? Is it the so-called upper caste? No, largely OBC. The data is not being published. Then they go to the Supreme Court and say, oh, so many suicides. Suicide data Government of India has given for SC, ST, OBC. And then total, they're not given for other castes. Other castes have larger numbers of suicides. I mean, suicide is not a phenomenon because of caste. Suicide is a phenomenon because of many other things. If it's a caste operation, and if somebody makes a complaint, go and investigate, find out, punish them. Nobody's saying no. But these regulations say only these people can complain. Now, it's a so-called upper caste person suffers caste discrimination. For example, in JNU or Delhi University, there is a group of students who are running around, what is it, Brahmin, Baniya, Thakur, Aapko marenge, karenge, and all kind of nonsense. That is caste oppression. Every student must be protected by caste oppression. What I would say is, we must have regulations to say, no student should be abused for their caste. Every student should be protected from any such abuse. Any student can make a complaint, and the complaint will be investigated. Treat everybody equally. Everybody suffers caste discrimination. They get abused. So what are these to say? Only one section does caste oppression. Where is the data to say that? So I think this kind of leftist agenda, old agenda, this is all done by vested interest to divide people. That should stop. And it's a very funny thing. It came out of that Rohit Vemula's mother and others going and filing a case. Rohit Vemula is a very strange case. He committed suicide. He was in Hyderabad University or something. And he said nobody is responsible for my suicide. And he had, I think, SC caste certificate. The Telangana government invested and see the certificate is not right. It doesn't belong to SC. And is reported. He's reported, published.
And based on that, this regulation has come?
No, because that case is going on. This government should have produced that report before the Supreme Court to say that, look, this is a very different case. This is not because of caste oppression. He did not allege that. It became a political issue. And then some other person, I don't know the case. And these are the two cases that went up. When it went up, the Indira Jaising, who was the counsel for them, said that the existing regulations of 2012 are inadequate, not enforced. So Supreme Court told you, enforce it. Supreme Court, UGC came with, the new regulation, which are a little bit better than what was earlier. Then all these people protest Supreme Court, no, it's diluted, this and that. And Supreme Court, okay, listen to them. There's a committee, go listen to them and see what you want. This committee went and said, you must have this equity gang, equity squad, all kind of nonsense they put. And the UGC accepted it and published it. They should have made it open to public debate, so we didn't have to have this mess. Why did the UGC do this? And in that earlier regulation, there's no mention of OBC. They put OBC. And the people who are very angry, general category, who are supporters of this government. Now, one full generation of young people have become very angry and upset because you're targeting them. Don't target any. Every student is entitled to protection of the law. Doesn't matter who you are. Nobody is an oppressor. Nobody is oppressed unless proved otherwise. That's the fundamental principle of a democracy, of a constitution. Now they're putting all this kind of stuff saying you are oppressor, you are oppressed. Which narrative? The leftist narrative. And you see that SC/ST Atrocities Act, Supreme Court have diluted it saying you must not arrest people, you must not do it. There are many cases of misuse. It's all documented.
UGC can have a lot of good regulations coming, so it can enable students, but we are going to different direction of...
No, I think the people who did that in UGC should be sacked because they betrayed the trust of students. I don't think any SC/ST OBC student asked for this. He's asked by this lawyer. But the lawyer was trying to have some vested interest. It's not been asked by community or by people of this citizens of this country.
I feel the regulators, the ones who are governing the entire country or any department, as a matter of fact, should have a proper ground reality check always.
They should have proper consultation. You don't issue it based on some 10 people telling you. After you, if you want to look at that, put it for consultation, ask for objection, let everybody debate it before it. Now you issued. Now it's state. You lost face.
Well, you have consulted and provided support in different manners to RBI, SEBI, and in different ways in the past, right? So, what does happen in that direction? I want to understand how government functions in the time.
Government, you have to go behind government. They call you once in a while.
Okay.
If there's a need, and you have to give papers, you have to talk to them, you have to work with them. Every government official, secretaries want to improve the situation, make the future better. Now the Big Four has captured the government. Many of these top people have stopped thinking, stopped looking at papers. They sent them juniors to write some nonsense, and it comes up as their nonsense. They corrupted the system.
How so?
Look, first of all, they manipulate the system to make sure everybody cannot compete for the job. By having tender specifications saying your turnover should be so high and all that thing. That people have told me. I complained about that to a very senior government official also. Second, what they do is, these people give jobs to relatives and children of many government servants. They give jobs, you can go find out why they're so thing. They give jobs and the bills get passed everywhere. They give jobs, they do favors to them, give scholarships overseas. But if everybody, they want a job, I want my cousin job, I want my this job, that job. Everybody says the job, right? And they give jobs.
Based on this, not meritocracy you're talking about.
Look, they're hiring hundreds of people, they'll give one more job. What does it matter? See, I'm telling you this, the system has been corrupted by these people. And the record is very there. You have to go find out.
Bureaucrat or politicians or who you're talking about?
Well, but the bureaucracy and the Big Four.
And what do you think about the brain drain? And, you have talked about it that the policy is the problem, not the brain drain.
Let's understand one. There is no brain drain. That is stupid. We are free citizens of a free country. We have a right to go live in any country of the world provided they give us a visa.
Yes.
Who is anybody to say you must live only here or your brain belongs to us? Nobody. So what is the brain drain? Let people go. If you want to attract them, incentivize them.
Yes.
Many people will come back if there are good jobs here. It's better to get a good job in your country rather than go to a foreign country and be treated like a foreigner. If you go to a white country, you're not treated like an equal. I've been abused by racists in many countries when I've traveled there over the last 40 years. They do it, some do it subtly.
Give me one example of how it happened.
Well, I went to New Zealand. I was standing in the queue for immigration. One woman officer of the custom called me and said, "Come, show your bag." I showed my bag. They said, "Go stand there." For no reason. Stand by the side and don't go in the queue for immigration. I stood there, my family friend, and I said, "Look, I want to go. Why are you not allowing me?" No, you stand there. For no reason. Then I protested and asked somebody to do. I told him, "This is racist, man. Why are you making me stand? You want to check my bag? Check my bag. Fine. That's your right. Why are you making me stand by the side and do nothing? Only picking on me, not any whites." Then I went to the Berlin Museum with my wife and my family. My wife was having a handbag. There are many people in a handbag. They went inside. This woman, German woman, only told my wife, "Remove the bag, keep it there." I said, "Why should you remove it? Everybody's taking it. What is your problem?" No, you remove it. I had to file a complaint against her for racism. She's only picking on you. They do it subtly. Then I went to the Lufthansa lounge in Frankfurt and I went a card. For the number. But I had a new card. I gave an old card. He said, "Oh, this card is expired," and took the card and tore it out and, ill-treated me and looked at me like this and all kind of stuff.
He tore it out.
Yeah. I mean, the card belongs to Lufthansa, but there's a way of dealing with it. Very rude old woman, German. See, all this you understand. And you stand before the immigration, they look up and down and they treat you shabbily in London.
Do you think it has gone better?
It's gone much better.
Much better.
Because India is more respected because of software. We see people, highly educated people coming. There's a grudging respect for that. So they're much better. But look, that's the way it is. Look, the world treats you like shit if you're poor.
Absolutely right.
We are poor because of bad policies of Pandit Nehru, bad policies of the Congress who suppressed our economic freedom. We are poor. Now we are doing well. Many of people are rich. India has got the third largest number of billionaires, 267. We'll have 1,000 billionaires by maybe 2030. That's good news. The Ambani wedding showed the world what an Indian wedding can be. Because the world only believes in power. The world believes in money. That's real. Nobody respects a poor country. Our bureaucrats and think, oh, you must have a moral high ground, they'll respect you. Nobody respects you. Nobody cares a shit about India. We're a poor country. Like Shabaz Naraf said, they're all beggars. They're going begging because IMF loan and they're going begging, no? He said, we're going begging, they're treating us badly. Yeah, they treat you badly, you're a beggar. India doesn't go and beg.
Right.
India pushes back. That's why now they respect us. Prime Minister Modi is pushing back. You think Manmohan Singh will ever push back? He never push back. He'll bow and sing. So things have changed. And the important thing is you must become economically strong.
You have addressed a lot of problems still persisting with us, which we want to change, right? Because of course, if we want to go from here to become the third largest and then second largest country in the world, right? For that, GDP per capita has to increase, right? For that, there has to be a lot of policies in a correct way. Like you have been advocating a lot of things around it. While you are very pro on growth of India, you have been vocal about it, but you still continue to pinpoint on the policies and the areas where it requires attention, right? So sometimes I feel like you are pro with the the country growth and everything, but still there are a lot of ways through which you want this thing to be changed, right? What it should be doing.
This is my country.
That's what I of course.
This is not the country belonging to the politicians, the bureaucrats in Delhi. This is my country. I'm a citizen of this country.
Right.
I'm a taxpayer of this country. I'm entitled to the protection of the Constitution. I'm entitled to be treated well as a taxpayer and citizen. And I should not suffer because you treat me shabbily. And you are not my feudal lord, you are not my master. You are a government servant. And we are citizens. We pay the taxes, you get a salary. You must listen to us, look at our views and decide policy for all. And the minister is our representative. He must listen to us, talk to us, and then work with the bureaucrats to bring policy for the welfare of everybody in this country. So you go to the income tax office, they make you wait outside. After some time, after 1 hour, they say, I'm going on leave, come tomorrow. How can you do that? You have an appointment, you should be treated with respect. I go to Vidhan Sauda here. I mean, I'm born here, they all know me. The policeman at the gate will see. I wear my chappal, I wear my kurta and go there. Yeah, he said, who are you? What are you? Why are you? Where have you come? Next door, one fellow will come in the Benz. He could be a smuggler in a suit. They'll salute him and allow him inside. And in Vidhan Sauda, there are some dogs who stay inside. The dogs walk up and down. They don't allow me.
Based on the look.
As a citizen, because I dress like this. They don't allow me. They allow the dog goes inside. That suit boot fellow goes inside. They salute him. He could be a smuggler. I know many crooks who go there. Crooked contractors. That's the way it's feudal culture. The feudal culture has to change. The feudal culture is because of the British rule and a lot of wrong things in this country. We have to open up. Democracy is a system of egalitarianism, where you have to respect citizens. That respect for citizens have to come. Many bureaucrats do that. Many people don't. Like the income tax office, they wait. They harass you. They make you wait. You go to the police station, it's scary. They treat you shabbily. That fellow police officer talks back down to you. They must treat you with respect. In all the movies, you see how the police officer is. Everybody says, Saab, humko ye karo, Saab. Why should he beg? That's his job. He's not a Malik. Even we behave like that so badly, right?
I feel that you are very young, like a college student with the ideologies, with the fire in you, like which we generally see with the college people, right? You still have that. Like I can see the change you still want.
All of us love our country.
Yeah.
Till the last day, we must fight to improve the country. I get abused on social media by many idiots who don't understand, who are trying to support wrong things. Oh, I don't know why, what reason. I'm not fighting for myself. I don't need anything. I'm trying to make life better for everybody. I and 3 people started Akshay Patra in 2000. I put a lot of my money in feeding children in school. Nobody asked me. I did it myself. Because I believe in this country, no child should be deprived of education because of lack of food. Every child should have good education, food, the necessities. They must go to school, they must go to college, they must have good careers. It's up to us to provide for every child in this country. And that's our duty.
Thank you, sir, for giving me time.